smell of loam bursting in our eyes, the turrets of the tulip. Winter rains have turned the star wheel, springtime is upon us. Greening is the grass, soft upon our brows, the sunlight warm caresses. Winter rains have turned the star wheel, springtime is upon us.
And if you just can't get enough of Parker, he has a recital this Friday? This next Saturday, so at 3 p.m. So come and see what more he can play. Here, on that piano. That sounds so good. That was great. I'm sorry Mom couldn't be here to see it. And now we're going to invite Sarah to the chancel for our Time for All Ages.
Okay, well first I'm going to do a real quick update on RE and then we'll get into the Time for All Ages. So good morning everyone, I'm Sarah Grenier. If you don't know me, I'm the children's religious educator. And I just want to provide, we're a little over halfway into the year, and this year we have had 3 classrooms. So we have our nursery and elementary classes, which are our Montessori style classrooms, and then we've had our new class this year, our middle school and high school class, and they are following the Soul Matters curriculum, which mirrors what we talk about in service. A lot of the times it's following the same theme. We're just, sorry guys, but we're having games and snacks, and we're just having a lot of fun in there. So we've had a great year so far with the 3 classrooms, and that wouldn't be possible without all the volunteers. And I'd also like to introduce Sarah. Many of you know her, Sarah Turpin. She has joined this staff. She has, I've graciously given her some of my hours because I've been busy myself, and she has been helping teach in the nursery, of course, and then also in the elementary class when I need my day off. She has been helping hold it down. So thank you so much, Sarah. Welcome to the team. Restocking snacks in that middle school, high school class is an important job, so we all got to pitch in. All right, now if all the children would like to come up front, I'm going to grab myself a chair. Okay, so it is Women's History Month. Hallelujah. Okay, and I wanted to talk about something that's happened recently, which I was just really inspired when I read Alyssa Liu's story. So who watched the Olympics? Anybody? Did anyone see Alyssa? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think a lot of people, even if you didn't watch it live, we saw lots of videos and reels about her. So she's just an inspiring person. So Liu began skating when she was only 5 years old with the support of her father, who was actually also an inspiring person. He was an immigrant from China, and he left after the aftermath of the Tiananmen Square protests because he was involved in that, and so he saw here in America. So during her young career, she won many titles before she was even 16. So she won her first national championship at 13, defended it the following year, and then competed in the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. But at 16, she decided she wanted to experience a bit of normal childhood. She felt like she didn't have much control since everyone else picked her outfits that she wore when she skated. They picked her routines. She practiced constantly. She was told what to eat. So she had graduated from homeschool, but she wanted to do some normal big sister things. So she decided to retire at 16, if you can believe it. Right, next slide. So she retired. She didn't skate for a little while, but as we all know with things that we love, she came back to it. So she was on a vacation, and she just decided to skate again for fun, and she realized how much she missed it. So she decided to make her return to the world stage, but this time she wanted to do things on her own terms. She would wear what she wanted. She would hang out with her friends when they asked instead of going to practice. She would eat what she wanted. And she took control of her own career and centered her joy of skating and community in skating. And I just think this picture really highlights her joy of dancing and skating on ice. Next slide. So in this year's Olympics, as many of you know, she competed in the women's singles and free skate, taking home gold for USA, all on her own terms. So for the kids in the room, my question to you is, what do you think you can learn from Alyssa's story? You can just raise your hand if you have an idea. Anybody? Or adults? The kids? Okay. What was that?
Adults don't know everything.
Adults don't know everything. That's a good one, yes. Anyone else learn something from her story? Yes.
The importance of joy.
Yes, the importance of joy, absolutely. Because she wasn't feeling very joyful there around when she was 16, but then she found it again. Yes. Yes, the importance of listening to your own truth. She knew that she wasn't wearing what she wanted, or her hair wasn't dyed the way she wanted, and it didn't feel right to her, and she listened to that. Yes. Hold on, I can't hear you. What was that? What? Follow your heart. Absolutely. Yeah. Any other lessons you guys could take from this? Well, what I was thinking about, definitely you guys have said it, like follow your heart, be yourself, trust yourself. I also kind of heard that. I would say another one that we all don't do that great is stick up for your needs. Like maybe she just needed some rest to take a break, and it's okay to do that. And then, of course, you guys said joy is important. So thank you for listening to our Time for All Ages. I appreciate it. Yay.
For all friends feeding friends. So we now have our Friends Feeding Friends Frenzy, where each month on our we will collect shelf-stable food for our neighbors with food insecurity. We invite the children to come forward to collect your offerings. Beautiful. Thank you all for bringing in a bounty to share. And now we are going to send our younger one and their teachers to their religious education classes with the blessing song. Blessing, you were born, and it matters what you do, what you know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty you love be what you do, and you don't have to do it alone. A blessing, you were born, and it matters what I do, what I know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty I love be what we do, and I don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing we were born, and it matters what we do, what we know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty we love be what we do, and we don't have to do it alone. We invite you now into a moment of silence and meditation. Breathing will bring us into meditation, and music will bring us out. Let us begin to deepen our breath with 3 rounds of deep breathing.
Our reading today comes from Nancy Schaefer, That Which Holds All, because she wanted everyone to feel included. In her prayer, she said, right at the beginning, several names for the holy. Spirit, she said, Holy One, Mystery, God. But then thinking these weren't enough ways of addressing that which cannot be fully addressed, she added particularities, saying, Spirit of life, Spirit of love, Ancient Holy One. Mystery we will not ever fully know, Gracious God, and the Spirit of the earth, God of Sarah, Gaia, Thou. And then, tongue loosened, she fell to naming superlatives as well. Most creative one, greatest source, closest hope, even though superlatives for the sacred seemed to her probably redundant. But then she couldn't stop. One who made the stars, she said, although she knew technically a number of those present didn't believe the stars had been made by anyone or thing, but just luckily happened. One who is an entire ocean of compassion, she said, and no one laughed. That which has been present since before the beginning, she said, and the room was silent. Then, although she hadn't imagined it this way, others began to offer names. Peace, one said. One my mother knew, said another. Ancestor, said a third. Wind, rain, breath, said one near the back. Refuge, that which holds all. A child said, water. Someone said, Kuan Yin. Then womb. Witness, great kindness, great eagle, eternal stillness. And then there wasn't any need to say the things she'd thought would be important to say. And everyone sat hushed until someone said, Amen.
We had our memorial service, Bon Voyage party, for our beloved T. King yesterday. For the 10 days leading up to her death, I sat with her twice a day. Most of the time she was unconscious, but occasionally she would connect with me on this physical plane. One day that I visited her, I saw that she had her statue of Kuan Yin clutched in her right hand and her little doll tucked under her left arm. I was impressed that she could keep hold of Kuan Yin, which was a statue about this big, while she was unconscious. When I came back for my second visit that day, she was still holding on. And the next morning, too. Later that day, Kuan Yin was back on the altar. I don't know what prompted that transition. And I was drawn to the imagery and story of Kuan Yin and T's connection to this goddess among many other goddesses in T's spiritual life. Many moons ago, I was guided through a meditation that encountered Kuan Yin. I had never been particularly good at guided meditation. My mind used to wander something terribly. I'd itch or fidget or hear something to draw my attention away. But for this particular meditation, I was in the zone and focused. In this meditation, which I will take you through later, I met Kuan Yin. Looking into her eyes, I saw such compassion that it made my heart ache and tears formed in my eyes. I sat there in wonder, imagining how it might feel to be fully loved in spite of my every flaw. The unconditional regard with no strings attached, no judgments. I think of a parent's love as being similar, but there too are often judgments, even if they are slight. I returned to the reality of the space we were in, and I felt changed. I knew the spiritual path I wanted to be on, and I knew that compassion was the way. Regardless of how you see the divine or lack thereof, the stories and mythology, including the wisdom of the sacred text, the Lotus Sutra, of Kuan Yin are intriguing and too many to tell today. A basic explanation of the fiercely loving and protective being is thus: through much suffering, Kuan Yin attained enlightenment just as she was about to enter heaven's gate or nirvana. She paused at the doorway and, hearing the cries of the world, decided to return to the earthly plane and help humankind find the right path. She vowed to remain until all sentient beings were free from suffering. So she must still be here now. Some people say Kuan Yin is a reincarnation or transformation of the male Avalokiteshvara. Let me try that again. Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva of compassion. The same Bodhisattva that was reincarnated in the Dalai Lama. Martin Palmer, who's the director of the International Consultancy on Religion, Education, and Culture, said, "The divine feminine cannot be suppressed for long. In China, it emerged by the transformation of the male into the female. She is known by many names, including Divine Mother and the pearl in the lotus. But a literal translation of her name is she who hears the cries of the world. She is the bodhisattva of compassion and healing. She is seen in temples and art throughout Asia. She symbols a love for all humankind that is so great, it can only be compared to the love a mother has for her child. She is represented in art more frequently than any other deity, yet she does not always look the same. Sometimes she holds a willow branch, a reminder that these branches bend easily, but are strong enough not to break. Sometimes she holds a vase, symbolizing her infinite outpouring of compassion. Sometimes she is pictured with 1,000 arms, an eye at the center of the palm of each hand, 1,000 arms to help, 1,000 eyes to see all who needs her. She might be depicted sitting on a lotus blossom or wearing white to symbolize purity. Sometimes she is pictured riding on a dragon across the waves of the ocean to symbolize her taming of the difficult journey of life. In more modern imagery, Kuan Yin is depicted as an androgynous being, free from the binary of male and female. We celebrate you, Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, whether they are an idea, a living person, a goddess, a bodhisattva, we have much to learn from them. If we are to be inspired to a life well lived, the one who hears the cries of the world offers us an invitation to lament as a starting place. I believe we as a society are expected to brush aside our tears or our anguish, to just get over it. We are becoming numb and desensitized to the hurts in our lives and in the lives of others. Lamentation is an opportunity to not give in to the numbness. Defined as a passionate expression of sorrow, a passionate expression of sorrow. Lamenting is a way through our grief, to name and to own our hearts and the injustices of the world. Personal transformation and faith formation ask us to do the hard work, creating space to feel disappointment and sadness and grief is actually very cathartic. It helped us to take notice of ourselves and to listen without judgment. And lamentation is not just reserved for the individual. We can lament together and we can listen to the cries of the world around us. In Sharon Welch's book, A Feminist Ethic of Risk, she says, communal lamentation acknowledges the depth of injustice, yet moves nonetheless to action and communal empowerment. As an act of lamentation, I'd like to invite you to pause and think of a sorrow, whether personal or communal, of that which has been lost, for that which you grieve. And now, if you are so moved, in a word or two, speak softly and briefly to express your lamentation aloud. A war. Thank you. For in lamentation we find release and hope. And for those bearing witness, if we truly listen, how can we not find sympathy and compassion? Compassion is an openness to the suffering of another. Our suffering in others might lead us to feel anger or make judgments. The opposite of compassion leads us to unfriend a person on Facebook. when we disagree about politics. It's the polarization and divide that we find ourselves experiencing in this country. Indifference, insensitivity, downright cruelty, the opposite of compassion, leads to mass shootings, marginalization of black, brown, and indigenous people, ICE raids, disownment because of one's sexuality, and to war and invasion. Compassion calls for us to listen and recognize the pain and experiences of people who may be very different from ourselves. Even when we ourselves are stressed, hurting, and angry, there is no reason to diminish the pain of others. We're all crying in the world. And so lamentation is followed by compassion. And compassion calls us to love. Do you have a difference between love and compassion? In Unitarian Universalism, we claim that we are on the side of love. Love is the doctrine of this church. But what does this mean? An anonymous poster on a discussion forum on newbuddhist.com said, "Today I use the word compassion to describe empathizing or sympathizing with anyone's suffering, whereas I use the word love to describe the active effort at bringing some resolution to that suffering." I think that was pretty helpful. I'm going to pause here, and I invite you now to experience the guided meditation that I mentioned earlier, where I met the compassionate Kuan Yin. This guided meditation can be found in the book Discovering Kuan Yin by Sandy Boucher. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you choose. Let your body relax. Unclench your hands. Unclench your jaw. And for a few moments, pay attention to your breath. Now transport yourself to a beach near our beautiful ocean. Imagine your favorite stretch of sand next to water and place yourself there. It is a cloudless night. Hear the steady mutter of the waves. Feel the warm sea breeze. Smell that salty air. Now look up to see a beautiful, round, full moon. As you gaze upon it, it gets brighter and brighter until you can barely look at it. Gradually, the moon becomes Kuan Yin herself, themself, their bodies surrounded by a glowing circle. Slowly, they descend toward you. They stand on a lotus blossom that floats on the waves before you. They have Asian features, an ornate headdress, a flowing robe. At the sight of you, Kuan Yin smiles a beautiful smile, and tears of happiness shine in their eyes. They are so glad to see you. As they come closer, let their radiance enter you. Let their strength, their peace, and their compassion become a part of you. Let yourself open to them so that they merge completely with you. in this moment, you feel bottomless compassion for yourself and all other beings. Your difficulties, your weaknesses, your inadequacies, all those ways in which you do not measure up to your own standards. All those moments in which you acted carelessly or unskillfully, or when you were immobilized by confusion. All your pain that sometimes seems endless, rising up when you least expect it. Let these aspects of yourself be utterly accepted by you. Feel your suffering and confusion surrounded by the love that Kuan Yin awakens in you. Let yourself surrender into their compassion for all life, and stay there as long as you need to. Finally, it is time for Kuan Yin to leave. You see them in front of you again. As they move away, they become smaller and smaller. At last, the sea and the sky vanish too, and you rest in contemplation of the beautiful empty space that is left. When you are ready, come back into this room, into your body, as you experience it sitting on the chair. And for a few moments, pay attention to your breath until you are ready to open your eyes. Like Kuan Yin, we must be the ones who hear the cries of the world. Our faith calls us to act in the name of love. We did not pick an easy faith for which to belong. At times it seems like this effort is insurmountable. It's easy to become overwhelmed and jaded. Sharon Welch says, "The temptation to cynicism and despair when problems are seen as intransient is a temptation that takes a particular form for the middle class. Becoming so easily discouraged is the privilege of those accustomed to too much power, accustomed to having needs met without negotiation and work, accustomed to having a political and economic system that responds to their needs." So we must resist this temptation, working fiercely together with hope, honoring our interdependence. Many of us have been doing long-haul work tirelessly, stepping up again and again. How do we keep going? How do we become resilient in the face of the odds? How do we bend like the willow, but never break? Resilience is one of the most important skills for each of us to develop and maintain. Resilience means being able to stretch and bounce back or return to your original form. Resilience is important in all aspects of our lives and paves the way to be healthy, active Unitarian Universalist. Resilience isn't a solo act. I cannot be resilient on my own. Having a support system, a community, is one of the strongest ways to help us adapt or get back on our feet. Listening to the stories of others, particularly of Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities, offers us the wisdom of resistance and renewal. Reverend Jill Cowie says, resilience is about transforming how we live our values. Resilience is about transforming how we live our values, how we maintain our identity in ways that liberate and heal. And cultivating resilience can take many forms. TED Talker and video game developer Jane McGonigal believes that gaming can help people with resilience and make for a better world. After Jane healed from suicidal depression following a concussion, she wanted to help others find a way to healing. She created an online game called Super Better as a way to cultivate resilience, which she breaks down into physical, mental, emotional, and social. In this game, which also has an app for your smartphones, you create your own superhero and power up with simple quests, because gaming is all about quests. To give you a sense of this, there are 4 quests that I'd like to invite you to try with me now. Quest number 1 is physical. It reminds us to move our bodies at least once every hour. That doesn't seem that hard, to move your body once every hour. But I find when I get into the thing I'm doing, I'm not moving. So try raising your hands and make a fist for 3 seconds. Okay. Quest number 2 practices mental resilience. So your options are, you can choose between tapping your thigh exactly 20 times or count backwards from 100 to 50 by 5. Okay? All right, ready? Go. Did you get to 50? Did anybody make it there? Fantastic. Okay, great. Quest number 3 awakens your feeling of love and builds emotional resilience. Looking out the window of what you can see, this invites curiosity. Then imagine your favorite baby animal, and in one word, share that animal with the person next to you. Appropriately so. All right. If you experience 3 positive emotions for every negative one, you improve your ability to tackle any problem. And just doing that right there brought us a little bit of joy, because I heard you sparking up. Quest number 4, the last one, creates social resilience. So we're going to either shake our hands with someone next to you for 6 seconds, or if you'd rather, you can touch elbows, or wave your hand to someone nearby. Okay, ready? Go. Beautiful. Touch raises the level of oxytocin in your blood, and that is our trust hormone, which I just started reading about, and it is fascinating. That means you are all now biologically primed to help each other and to trust each other, and that's important when building community. Thank you for experiencing these quests with me. By stretching ourselves in this way, even with these simple tasks, we are giving ourselves the opportunity to heal and to love. And the cycle continues. We are human, and so we forget our resolve. We backslide, we bend, sometimes we break. But we can begin again and again and again with lamentation, with compassion, with love, and resilience. I like to think of Kuan when I fail or fall. I hit the pause button on my rant and negative feelings about myself. And I take compassion, the achingly beautiful acceptance and love I experienced from Kuan Yin. And I try to be like that in my own life for myself and for others. Let us be the ones who hear the cries of the world. Let us offer compassion. And let us be resilient. May it be so. All right, and now seated right where you are, we're going to join voices in song for hymn number 184, Be Ye Lamps Unto Yourselves.
Be lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence, hold to the truth within yourselves, as to the only lamp. Lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence, hold to the truth within yourselves, as to the only lamp.
We're going to get ready to take up the offering. We have a bit of a new process. Hi, baby, welcome back. We have these two plates, which are made of plastic, but they're actually kind of heavy. But I thought we needed a third one so that we can do this group, and this group at the same time. And we're going to do the thing where each person receives the plate and passes it to the person beside them. If you can't put anything in it, at least your hand touching the plate is a blessing of its own. So we got a new plate, which is wooden, and it's actually very heavy. So Marty, keep coming. Donna. Okay, great. So Donna, you're going to take the heavy one, and it's going to go to this group all the time. And then we will give these two to the both of
you. All right, so just to let y'all know, this month our Share the Plate recipient is for the NAACP Scholarship Fund. Every year, the local NAACP gives out 3 scholarships. One student at each Carteret High School that is going to attend either a 2-year or 4-year college. The scholarships are for $1,000 each. Please give generously to support this wonderful organization, which is doing so much for the students in our community. And then all together, let join in blessing the offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. And one last time, to join our voices together in a song we take from the streets of Minneapolis. From the streets of Minneapolis to the streets of Carteret County. It's okay to change your mind. This is a good one to learn. You may have neighbors or family and friends who share different values than you. When they frustrate you, return this song. Or maybe you could sing it out loud in their general direction. Maybe you just sing it aloud to yourself in a prayer for them, or maybe just in your head as a prayer for you. Let's sing, and we will play a video for you, and when you are ready, let's join them, and then we'll keep singing after the video ends, and then we will sing it until it seems about right to stop. Okay.
Except the only trick is we don't have a video.
Oh, we don't have the video. All right, well.
So we learned it last week.
You might have to lead this one.
Yeah. So the words are, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your mind.
It's okay to change your mind.
Show us your courage.
Show us your courage.
Leave all this behind.
Leave all this behind.
It's okay to change your mind.
It's okay to change your mind.
You can join us.
You can join us.
Join us anytime.
Join us anytime.
Okay. All right, ready? It's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave all this behind. It's okay to change your mind. You can join us. Join us anytime. Again. It's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave all this behind. It's okay to change your mind. Come join us. Join us here anytime. Once more.
It's okay to change your mind.
Such courage. It's behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. You can join us. Join us here anytime. Way to pull it off.
All right, guys. Good job. Please join me in reading our chalice extinguishing words. Un momento, por favor. All right, let's go. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now en español. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los elevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
It is UCF tradition to join hands and form something resembling a circle around the edges of the congregation of the sanctuary. If you prefer to be in the center and surrounded by love, please do so. Gonna have a few more stepping in to make it so we don't have to stretch our arms so wide. All right, I think we're all connected now. Our little pacing. If we struggled today, may we remember that we also loved and were loved. May that love be enough to carry us into tomorrow. If we sighed with impatience or frustration, may we remember that we were also free with our kindnesses, that we brought joy and felt joy. May that joy be enough to carry us into tomorrow. If we felt busy or overwhelmed, may we remember that we also guided our children and nurtured and taught them. May we know that this work is sacred, and may that knowledge be enough to carry us into tomorrow. And if tonight we find the news too terrible to bear, if we felt yet again angry and powerless in the face of suffering and evil, may we remember that we are called to do good in this world. May this calling be enough to carry us into tomorrow. May we rest today and tonight in gratitude for our many blessings. Amen. And blessed be.